Krishna, if you have a car parked in the parking lot, please remove it because there is no parking allowed. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Girivara Dhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Girivara Dhari. Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana. Jaya Yashoda Nandana यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ॐ ज्ञानान्तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप गदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातान् सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you all so much for being here. Today we will, His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu has mentioned that by the end of, by May, that is by Nashina Chaturdashi, we should memorize the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. So I know everybody is very busy memorizing the Sanskrit verses. I just thought it's always nice to understand the meaning, and I'm pretty sure most of you are already understanding the meaning. As a part of me trying to understand the meaning, I thought I should present this. So we tried to read the translations, and understand the meaning of what Prahlad actually is meaning. What is he actually praying to, what the verses really say. So I thought we get started off with, just a couple things. One very important thing is the most important mode of Prahlad Maharaj, which we learn from here, is his humility. For those of you who don't know who Prahlad Maharaj is actually the son of an atheistic demon called Hiranyakashipu. And he is very, very devoted to the Lord, and he's constantly meditating. So he's very well known in the 9 process of devotional service as the person who is always remembering the Lord. So I just thought that in the process of learning this, I just put together a few things, and also trying to read and explain in this process. My goal is to really understand the whole thing, and in this process, any of you benefit by it, I'll be very thankful. Okay, so we'll just go ahead. What is humility? I was just thinking that, let's move this way. So what does it exactly mean? A humble state of mind, which I always hear, and I was just trying to research on what exactly does it mean. Considering anything that I do, that I'm not the doer, I'm not the proprietor, I am not the controller, and it's actually a state of consciousness. We are all trying to, purify our consciousness, always thinking about Krishna. But when we do something, when everybody glorifies us, it's very non-natural for any living entity to think that I am, like I did it, or I am good at it. So, but humility is actually incomplete for several devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam who are already in the bhava stage, which is not, for a person, when we start off, it's not very easy for a person to suddenly go into the bhava stage. So it's very important to understand that, we don't have to push ourselves to the highest extent, but it is very important that we actually think that we really want to have that humility. And one very important note that the word that I wrote down is, one should not be anxious to have a satisfaction of being honored by others, which is so much the material world is comprised of, that, we do think that we are the doers, we are the proprietor, and everything has to go through me. So a person who's striving for humility should not have all this. The state of mind should be like this. His Grace, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually mentions this verse from Shikshashtakam, which my Guru Maharaj always quotes in most of his lectures. There is Trinadapi Sunechena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena, and Kirtaniyastahari. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy names of the Lord constantly. When a person is actually really humble, is trying to serve the Lord in the exact mood, as Mahaprabhu mentions, is a very high level for us, but at least we can try to aspire. So he says that we have to have a humble state of mind, and that's what we just saw. Like, what does a humble state of mind really mean? That we should not think we are the doers, we should not think we are the proprietors, we should not think we are the controllers. And it's a constant state of consciousness, and very importantly, one should not be anxious to have a satisfaction of being honored by others. So we will actually get into the verses of Prahlad prayers. Now, one of the most, I just want to show this picture, like when Prahlad Maharaj, this is, if you see this, Nrsimhadev is sitting on the throne, and you see all the demigods, they're all there on the side. Hiranyakashipu is already no more, and everybody is afraid. Lakshmi Devi is also afraid to go to Prahlad Maharaj, and but everybody says that, Prahlad, Nrsimhadev appeared because of you, so you need to go. If you go, he will be okay, because literally every Shiva, Brahma, Lakshmi, everybody is there, but they don't feel, it's not that they're just sending Prahlad just like that, but they know that Prahlad Maharaj is the only one that can satisfy Nrsimhadev really. So while he is walking towards Nrsimhadev, Prahlad Maharaj is, for several of you, you already know the story. I'm just making sure that those of you who are hearing it for the first time, Prahlad Maharaj is a son of Hiranyakashipu, so who actually just got killed. But he knows, why did he get killed? Because his father kept on asking him, where is your Lord? Is he here? Is he here? And he says, yes, he is in this particular pillar. He's there everywhere. So, the amount of faith that Prahlad Maharaj has is astounding. So, we see Shri Radha Madan Mohan. They're beautiful form, and, they can reciprocate as well. And they will reciprocate. It depends on the person who is actually having a direct relationship with the person, with the deities. So here, so we're going to get started off saying, what did he exactly start off saying? Now, we want to hear. So we won't do the Sanskrit. We will try to do the English translations to really go into the depth, understanding, so that when we memorize our Sanskrit shlokas. So for those of you who don't know, His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu has requested all the devotees to memorize all of the verses. So truly there are about, we start off actually with the 7th verse, because until then, it is just the beginning of just a conversation. So it goes from 7th verse to 55th verse. So we're going to only read the translation. Hopefully we will do as much as we can today. But the goal is that we try to understand what exactly he's saying. So first he says, Prahlad Maharaj, so we also can, be in the mood of Prahlad Maharaj and pray to Nrsimhadev with our hearts. And because when we know the meaning of it, when we start saying the verses, it will be easy for us. So Prahlad Maharaj fixed his mind and sight upon Lord Nrsimhadev with full attention and complete trance. With a fixed mind, he began to offer prayers in love with a faltering voice. When you love someone, you get emotional. So it's so much of emotion. He was fixing his eyes and attention on Nrsimhadev. So the first thing that he says is, how is it possible for me, who have been born in a family of asuras, to offer suitable prayers to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Even until now, all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma, so everybody is there, and all the saintly persons could not satisfy the Lord by streams of excellent words. It's not that they actually sent Prahlad now, but they actually, everybody tried to pacify Nrsimhadev because he was so he had so much anger. He's Ugra, right? Although such persons are very qualified. He's saying that Lord Brahma, Shiva, everybody, they spoke such excellent words about Lord, and they are so much qualified. Being in the mode of goodness, then what is to be said of me? I'm not at all qualified. So just imagine, if something happens just for my little, I'm just putting an example, like suppose something happens, even a small thing comes up because of me, I start feeling it happened because of me. Nrsimhadev, that avatar appeared because of Prahlad Maharaj. And he's saying, I have no qualification. So, we're trying to understand the mood of Prahlad Maharaj here. Prahlad Maharaj continued, one may possess wealth, an aristocratic family, beauty, austerity, education, sensory expertise, luster, influence, physical strength, diligence, intelligence, and mystic yogic power. So just imagine all these things. People want the best education, so much beauty, so much money, aristocratic family, power, everybody wants, right? But then Prahlad is saying that, but I think that even by all these qualifications, one cannot satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What can satisfy the Lord? One can satisfy the Lord simply by devotional service. Gajendra did this, and thus Lord was satisfied with him. So in his prayers, he is actually telling what is exactly going to really work. Gajendra did not have, he was just an elephant. It is another story in Srimad Bhagavatam. Gajendra did not have any qualification. He was with complete conviction. He picks up the lotus flower when he is in so much of difficulty, and he calls out for the Lord. So there was nothing that all this list of things that Prahlad said, he didn't have any of that. But he had devotion to the Lord. And then he says, if a Brahmana had 12 of the Brahmanical qualification, as they are stated in the book Sanat Sujata, it's one of the books that talks about the qualifications of a Brahmana, but is not a devotee. So a Brahmana can, so Bhagavatam explains this very nicely. Brahman iti janati Brahmana. So a person who knows Brahman is a Brahmana, but is not a devotee. What does that mean? That person is not worshipping Krishna as the Supreme Lord. So he is not a devotee and is averse to the lotus feet of the Lord. He is certainly lower than a devotee who is a dog eater. A dog eater who becomes a devotee is better than a Brahmana, he says. But who has dedicated everything: mind, words, activities, wealth, and life. So all of this the person has dedicated to Krishna. Now such a devotee is better than such a Brahmana, because the devotee can purify his whole family. Whereas the so-called Brahmana in a position of false prestige, he cannot purify even himself. He just thinks that I know a lot, I'm like so well known and I'm this and that. So it's not going to help him, right? So here he's saying that what is important. So the first part he said, so as a process of this, I was just thinking maybe we can take down simple, try to remember simple things. So none of the outside world, all the qualification is going to help. He explains Gajendra. Gajendra was very simple and he had devotion service. Then he talks about the Brahmanas. Brahmanas may have lots of qualification and this and that, but if they are not devotees, there's no use. Even a dog eater is better than that. So the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is always fully satisfied in himself. This is something that very much struck me. Therefore, when something is offered to him, the offering by the Lord's mercy is for the benefit of the devotee. Now just imagine, so many people would ask, why does Lord need a temple? There are so many people who are suffering. Why does Lord need all the jewelry that you give him? Or why does Lord need all different kinds of opulent food? So this particular translation makes it very clear. He says that when something is offered to Krishna, the offering by the Lord's mercy is for the benefit of the devotee. Lord does not need that service. He doesn't need it. So to give an example, if one's face is decorated, the reflection of one's face in a mirror is also decorated. So we are doing this to Krishna. We want to serve Krishna because it's actually going to benefit us. For Krishna, Narayana, there are millions of Lakshmis serving. For Krishna, there are so many gopis, so many devotees serving. He doesn't need our little flower that we offer. What he is looking at is when we offer the flower or fruit or food or our hard work in doing some service, that is what he is looking at. The next thing he says is, therefore, although I was born in a demoniac family, I may without a doubt offer prayers to the Lord with full endeavor. How amazing is this? That a person doesn't have to be born in a Brahmana family. He can be born in any family with a full endeavor. Now, as far as my intelligence allows. So he's saying that, whatever little I know, I can offer that to Krishna. Anyone who has been forced by ignorance to enter the material world may be purified of material life if he offers prayers to the Lord and hears the Lord's glories. Because as growing up, back in India, I always, I have seen, how Krishna's beautiful, Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. He says that he created the caste system according to the guna, according to the thing, not according to the birth. But everything is kind of concocted because of the political reasons. I used to always wonder, why is it that someone is not allowed? Even still in some places, some of the people are not allowed to do a few services in the temple. So this was amazing that Prahlad Maharaj is saying, I was born in a demonic family and I, without doubt, can offer. So every person that is born in the material world can offer prayers to the Lord. So there is no, the only qualification is to have faith and do the devotional service. That's it. O my Lord, all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma are sincere servants of your Lordship, who are situated in a transcendental position. Therefore, they are not like us. So here he's saying, my father is a demon. I am born in a demonic family. All of these, we are not qualified. And they are not like us, like Brahma, Shiva. All of them are in a very high position. Your appearance in this fearsome form is your pastime for your own pleasure. Just imagine, as I just said, some small thing happened. I start thinking it happened because of me. But Prahlad Maharaj is saying, you appeared in this fearsome form is your pastime for your own pleasure. It is not that I am the reason. But we all know that Nrsimhadev exclusively appeared as Nrsimhadev only because of Prahlad Maharaj. And he says that such an incarnation is always meant for protection and improvement of the universe. Now, that is the reason that Lord appeared as Nrsimhadev for Prahlad Maharaj, because of his humility and the mood that he has, his thought. He says, my Lord Nrsimhadev, please therefore cease your anger now that my father, the great demon Hiranyakashipu, has been killed. Since even saintly persons take pleasure in killing of a scorpion or snake, all the worlds have achieved great satisfaction because of the death of this demon. Now they are confident of their happiness and they will always remember your auspicious incarnation in order to be free from fear. So he's again telling that, my dad who caused so much fear in everybody, he's no more. So Nrsimhadev, please calm down, please get away your anger. And this particular form, we all know how much we pray to Nrsimhadev to take out all the obstacles in our lives. For any kind of fear, he's always there for us. My Lord, who are never conquered by anyone, I am certainly not afraid of your ferocious mouth, tongue. Just imagine, Prahlad is only a 5-year-old boy. Nrsimhadev, the look of Nrsimhadev is scary for people who are not devotees. But for devotees, it is the most merciful form. So he's saying that I'm not afraid of your ferocious mouth, tongue, your eyes bright like the sun, or your frowning eyebrows. I do not fear your sharp pinching teeth, but we have to hear what he's going to say next. I do not fear your sharp pinching teeth, your garlands of intestines, your mane soaked with blood, or your high wedged like ears. Nor do I fear your tumultuous roaring, which makes elephants flee to distant places, or your nails, which are meant to kill your enemies. So he's very clear, he's not afraid of anything to do with Lord Nrsimhadev, but now he's going to tell what he is really fearful of. So learning from Prahlad Maharaj, it's nice for us to also be in the same mood. O most powerful, insurmountable Lord, who are kind to the fallen souls, I have been put into the association of demons as a result of my activities. And therefore, I am very much afraid of my condition of life within this material world. When will that moment come when you will call me to the shelter of your lotus feet, which are the ultimate goal for liberation from conditioned life? So just imagine, he is so humble. He's saying that it was, for all of us, for any living entity, we are in a particular situation. We know that it is because of our own past desires. So according to our desires, our body and our thoughts, everything changes. So here he's saying that all his activities, everything that he is in a demoniac body, he's born to a demon and an association of demon because of his past activities. And what is he really afraid of? He's not afraid of anything but the conditioned life of this world. So he's praying to the Lord that, when will you actually call me to the shelter of your lotus feet? O Great One, O Supreme Lord, because of the combination with pleasing and displeasing circumstances, and because of separation from them, one is placed in a most regrettable position within heavenly or hellish planets, as if burning in a fire of lamentation. Although there are many remedies by which to get out of miserable life, any such remedies in the material world are more miserable than miseries themselves. I was remembering, let me finish that. Okay, therefore, I think that the only remedy is to engage in your service. Kindly instruct me in this service. I was just remembering when he said this sentence, although there are many remedies by which to get out of miserable life, Any such remedies in the material world are more miserable than miseries. I think pretty sure everybody must have seen these advertisements that comes about medicines. They will say that this particular medicine is the best. It will help you in taking out your headache. Okay, on the bottom. But then it can cause motion sickness. It can cause throw-ups. It can cause, and there'll be a whole list of things. The only problem that you had is a headache. So the miserable material world, you go find a remedy for one thing, it will make it more miserable. So that's how the whole world works. Oh my Lord Nrsingadev, by engaging in your transcendental loving service in the association of devotees who are liberated souls, Hamsas, I shall become completely uncontaminated by the association of three modes of material nature and be able to chant the glories of your Lordship, who are so dear to me. I shall chant your glories, following exactly in the footsteps of Lord Brahma and his disciplic succession. In this way, I shall undoubtedly be able to cross the ocean of niceness. So we are all very fortunate. We're also in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, following the footsteps of Lord Brahma. We just need to take the association of all the devotees, and so that we will be able to get out of the three modes of material nature. For those of you, I just want to quickly tell what are the three modes of material nature. It is when you have a radio on, I remember you have to turn the antenna. Earlier days, it used to be like your antenna, or, it catches some frequencies. So the modes are also available as frequencies around you. It depends on who you associate with, what you associate with, when you associate with. Like if it's early morning and you wake up, most of the things are in the mode of goodness. Everything is calm, no running. Afternoon, it's in the mode of passion. Night, it's in the mode of ignorance. It is very necessary that all of us have to be sleeping. So we will be in the mode of ignorance for some time, which is necessary. But mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance are readily available. It can come from the food that I eat. It can come from the person I connect with. Like we always have this proverb of attitudes are contagious. So I connect with somebody who's extremely negative, extremely not okay with anything in the world. After 5 minutes, I start thinking in the same direction they were thinking. When we sit down, we read Srimad Bhagavatam. We feel so happy, we feel so content, because Bhagavatam is transcendental to the three modes. So it is possible, because our mind is affected by all these modes. So it's very necessary. So that's what he's saying, that I shall become completely uncontaminated by the association of three modes of material nature. And how does he do that? By the loving service in association of devotees who are liberated souls, who are already above the modes. So then I also can do that. And that way, slowly, he will be able to get rid of this material world and go back to Godhead. Lord Nrsingadeva, O Supreme, because of a bodily conception of life, embodied souls, neglected and not cared for by you, cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever remedies they accept, although perhaps temporarily beneficial, are certainly impermanent. For example, a father and mother cannot protect their child. A physician and medicine cannot relieve a suffering patient. And a boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man. In true sense, nothing. We think that we protect our children. We think that we can protect our parents. We think that the medicine I take every day is actually going to protect us. But truly, it's only the Lord. So Prahlad Maharaj is so, he's literally talking about every practical aspect that we all go through. He then says, my dear Lord, everyone in this material world is under the modes of material nature, being influenced by goodness, passion, and ignorance. Everyone, from the greatest personality, Lord Brahma, down to the small ant, works under the influence of these modes. Therefore, everyone in this material world is influenced by your energy. The cause for which work, the place where they work, we just talked about it, the time when they work, the matter due to which they work, the goal of life they have considered final, and the process for obtaining this goal. All are nothing but manifestations of your energy. Indeed, since energy and energetic are identical, all of them are but manifestations of you. So if you have a goal that I just want to really achieve the service of the Lord, I think everything else will start dovetailing from every part of our day or life and home and work, and everything will come together. So we have to have a goal, very important. and we will be influenced by so many things. But when our goal is, I just want to please Krishna in every endeavor that I do, then it is really, really going to be better for us, and it will really be helpful for us as we go, as we advance in our spiritual life. O Lord, O Supreme Eternal, by expanding your plenary portion, you have created the subtle bodies of the living entities through the agency of your external energy, which is agitated by time. Thus, the mind entraps the living entity in unlimited varieties of desires to be fulfilled by Vedic directions of Karma Kanda and the 16 elements. Who can get free from the entanglement unless he takes shelter at your lotus feet? So here he is going back to the beginning of the universe. So when the universe was just formed, so just imagine this entire room is a spiritual world. So if this entire room is a spiritual world, so Shishirada Madan Mohan, let's consider that, that corner, that little corner that you see there is, there are living entities in the spiritual world that think that, oh, I just want to be independent. I don't want to follow you, and I just want to live myself. So Lord comes as Karanadakashaya Vishnu. In one corner of the spiritual world, he lies down and he is breathing and breathing out universes. So into one, Bhagavatam explains that one universe is like a football. So into that universe, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu enters. And let's imagine there is a ball and Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. So half of this has water. It's called Garbhodaka ocean. So Lord Garbhodakashaya Vishnu is lying down, and from his navel, the lotus stem rises, and on top of the lotus stem is Brahmaloka. And according to the 5th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, it explains that the 14 planetary systems are in the stem. Well, it looks like, for people who don't, who don't have complete faith in Srimad Bhagavatam, can start thinking, okay, come on, that looks total made up story. The most, I always thought that, oh, you know what, I'm not too sure if I can understand this, if that is true, this is true. If we start reading Bhagavatam, we see that so many things that's said in Bhagavatam, we are able to see around us. But there are so many things that are said in Bhagavatam we cannot see around us because we have limited capacity. We cannot, truly, we couldn't see COVID. It existed. We were all at home. Well, I cannot say it didn't exist because I couldn't see it. Because I can only see between 20 by 20 by 200. That's my vision. For my hearing, I can only hear from 10 hertz to, anything below 20. It's called infrasonics. You cannot hear infrasonics. You cannot hear ultrasonics. You're only having, I'm an audiologist, so I can only, when I do a testing for a hearing for a student, for anybody, I know exactly what frequencies they're supposed to hear. They cannot hear anything below that. They cannot. Does that mean that those frequencies don't exist? They do. But I have this robotic body where I can only see this much. Thank God I cannot see the small things, because otherwise I'll probably never exist, because there may be millions of microorganisms crawling on my finger, and thank God I can't even feel it. I have a range. Just imagine I have a range of touch also, for my seeing, for my hearing, for my touch, for my taste. So if the whole thing was available for me, I would not even exist. I'll probably be in phobia all the time. So I have this robotic body. So surely I cannot say that this cannot happen, because it can happen. So according to Srimad Bhagavatam, in the entire spiritual world, there is one corner that it is created. Karanadakashaya Vishnu is breathing and breathing out universes. And in each of the universes goes as Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. In this particular verse, Prahlad Maharaj says that, O Supreme Eternal, by expanding your plenary portion, you have created the subtle bodies. What is subtle body? We all have this body. Everybody can see, fingers, hands, and my legs and everything. But I also have a mind. How many of you feel you really have a mind? It troubles me all the time. So I can't see it. So it's the subtle body. So it's, just think, most of you, I don't know if I can compare it with the coconut. So coconut, the outside part, like if you actually go to the main part of the, if you go to the coconut tree and take a coconut, it's usually this brown or green. You take it out and then there'll be a brown and there'll be a white inside, right? So we all have this gross body, and we also have subtle body, which is made of mind, intelligence, and false ego. False ego is, I'm thinking I am this body. So he says that the subtle body of living entities, because Krishna creates the subtle body through the agency of an external energy, which is agitated by time. So this all, Krishna creates this whole thing. Why? Because he wants to make sure that his own part and parcel, if they want to enjoy independently, he gives them a chance. Bhagavad Gita in 3rd chapter, it is explained that how Krishna gives, okay, I'll give you, somebody to serve, give you water, and a land, so you can grow food. So everything that we need, he gives. So here he says, through the agency of your external energy, thus the mind entraps the living entity in unlimited varieties. And we know this, the mind is never satisfied. Mind, like a monkey, you have to give the mind the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Like in a monkey, you give a banana, the mind, you need to give Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's the only way that you can actually make sure that your mind is satisfied. Now, when you start off first, it might be like, oh, I'm not too sure my mind really wants to even chant. It's getting very distracted. Remember, for time immemorial, I have not given the mind what the mind needs. And now, after so many lifetimes, I'm giving the mind. It will take time. There will be a time when you chant, your mind will remind you, don't think of something else, think of the mantra. It takes time. It is just a matter of practice and practice and practice, and that does happen. So here he's saying that mind is entrapped, and so many desires. I want this, I want that. So who can get free from this entanglement until he takes shelter of your lotus feet? There's no way anybody can get free of, be peaceful without surrendering to the Lord. Then he says, my dear Lord, O Supreme Great, you have created this material world of 16 constituents, but you are transcendental to their material qualities. In other words, these material qualities are under your full control and you're never conquered by them. Therefore, the time element is your representation. My Lord, O Supreme, no one can conquer you. As for me, however, I am being crushed by the wheel of time, and therefore I surrender fully unto you. Now kindly take me under the protection of your lotus feet. We all can pray to that I am being crushed by the wheel of time. Therefore I surrender to you, fully unto you. And now kindly take me under the protection of your lotus feet. So it's, I'm forgetting the verse, but during Ram Navami we always say, Sakrid, if any of you remember, Prapannoyam, right? So where he says that once, you just have to tell Krishna, Rama, only once, I'm done. I'm surrendered to you. Please protect me, and he will take care. You just have to tell it once. So here he says, my dear Lord, people in general want to be elevated to higher planetary system for long duration of life, opulence and enjoyment. But I have seen all of these through the activities of my father, because Hiranyakashipu became the king of the heavenly planet as well. He took Indra out from there. When my father was angry and he laughed sarcastically at the demigods, they were immediately vanquished simply by seeing the movements of his eyebrows. Yet my father was so powerful, has now been vanquished by you within a moment. So as I just said, when the ball, the universe, Garbhodika Shaya Vishnu is lying down and there is a stem. In the stem, there are different planetary systems. So you can go up and down depending on your karma. So if you have good karma, you keep going up. If you have bad karma, you go to the hellish planet. So the end of it is basically there is only misery in this material world. He's saying that I don't even want to go to the heavenly planets because I have seen Indra getting afraid of my father. My father used to looking at his eyebrows. The whole demigod world was worried. They were very worried. So actually, because we talked about this, when Indra gets to know that Hiranyakashipu is gone to, this is before this whole thing happened, Hiranyakashipu's wife, Kayadu, was expecting, and Prahlad was in her womb. So Indra comes, oh, Hiranyakashipu is gone to meditate. I will have to kill this baby in the womb because I don't want to see another Hiranyakashipu. But then Narada Muni comes and says that, no, don't do it. He's going to be a very big devotee. So here he's saying that. So you can imagine how afraid the whole demigod world was. They didn't want another Hiranyakashipu. My dear Lord, now I have complete experience concerning the worldly opulence, mystic power, longevity, and other material pleasures enjoyed by all living entities, from Lord Brahma down to An. A powerful time, you destroy them all. It's just a matter of time. Therefore, because of my experience, I do not wish to possess them. My dear Lord, I request you to place me in touch with your pure devotee and let me serve him as a sincere servant. This is what we really need to pray. And why? He says that, what can I ask for? Do I need homes and money and everything is going to be gone? And we all know this so well. I mean, I'm always, 20 years back, the kids that I had in Sunday school are in college now. So and they were all literally crawling and trying to walk. So suddenly you see them, they're all, at least 90% of them taller than me. So it just matter of time. No time. I know that my father's, my grandparents were existing 20 years ago. They don't exist anymore. So as time goes, and my parents are getting old. So I'm getting old. We've all seen each other. So he's saying that I don't want anything that's going to be gone with time. I only want, what does he want? He wants to be in touch with the pure devotee so that he can serve him as a sincere servant. That's the only thing. So that is the only thing we should aspire for. In this material world, every living entity desires some future happiness, which is exactly like a mirage in the desert. Where is water in the desert? Or, in other words, where is happiness in this material world? As for this body, what is its value? It's merely a source of various diseases. The so-called philosophers, scientists, and politicians know this very well. But nonetheless, they aspire for temporary happiness. Happiness is very difficult to obtain. But because they are unable to control their senses, they run after the so-called happiness of the material world and never come to the right conclusion. What an amazing way to say. We see every single day that my body and my mind both give me trouble. 99% of the time, almost every day, if not maybe we have that breathing break one day. That day, not much problem. But he's explaining the real facts of life that everybody goes through. Actually, I'll probably do for another 10 minutes and maybe we can, if there is any questions or comments, we can take and then we can try to finish up. Okay. Oh my Lord, oh Supreme, because I was born in a family full of hellish material qualities of passion and ignorance, what is my position? And what is to be said of your causeless mercy, which was never offered even to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, or the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi? You never put your lotus hand upon their heads, but you have put it on mine. So just imagine, again he's saying, even though all these things have happened, he's saying, what is my position? I'm living with my family who is full of always passion and ignorance. And then he says, unlike an ordinary living entity, my Lord, you do not discriminate between friends and enemies, the favorable and the unfavorable, because for you there is no conception of higher and lower. Nonetheless, you offer your benedictions according to level of one's service, exactly as a desired tree delivers fruits, according to one's desires and makes no distinction between lower and higher. I was just remembering one thing, that Krishna is a Paramatma in everybody's heart. He's listening to every conversation, every thought, which nobody else can. He's always constantly with us. Now, he is in the atheist's heart too. Not that he is. He lives in the COVID's heart. Any viral, any bacteria that causes a concern, any terrorist, he's in everybody's heart. The only thing is he will not disturb us. He wants to give us independence. Okay, you have independence, just go ahead. I'm not going to disturb you. But when I actually realize that he is there in my heart and I approach him, I chant, I connect with him from within, miracles happen. He will actually guide you through how to grow, how to reach. And, so many things. And all of us, 100% have experienced this. Let me know if you have not. I'm 100% sure, everybody. When I am having a question in my head, I open Bhagavad Gita. I have a question in my head, I go talk to somebody. My question is always answered. Always. In somewhere or other, it can be a book, it can be a devotee, it can be through a lecture, it can be through so many different varieties. Because, the purity depends on the purity. Krishna, Madan Mohan can actually talk and walk. But the person who is connecting with Madan Mohan should be ready to, have the faith that this is something that he can actually do, right? So he will only reciprocate to the extent that I have faith. So here he's saying that he's present in everybody's heart. Now he is not partial to anybody, but it's like, Prabhupada gives this analogy. He says, if there is sun, I walk out and I go into the outside world, sun falls on me. But if I'm sitting in the room and saying sun doesn't fall on me. So that's super important. Okay, so, sorry. How do I take that down, Prabhu? Okay, yeah. My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires, one after another, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. But your servant Narada Muni kindly accepted me as his disciple and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I leave his service? So we are all very fortunate that we have a chance to surrender to our spiritual masters. And here he's saying that he was, I absolutely can connect with them. My association with material desires, material desire is never ending. Never ending. You have one after another, one after another, one after. Sometimes you don't have material desires to get things, but you will have material desires for appreciation, for something or the other. It's a never-ending thing. As Prahlad Maharaj says, for every living entity who has not purified himself yet. So he's saying that as a disciple, how could I leave his service? So Narada Muni is actually the person. As I just said, Narada Muni, what he does is, when Indra is almost going to kill Kayadu, the baby, so Narada Muni comes and says, no, don't do anything to Kayadu. So he actually takes Kayadu to his ashram, and he explains the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. The baby in the womb, Prahlad Maharaj, is actually listening. Kayadu also goes to sleep, but baby is listening. Prahlad Maharaj is continuously listening. So we have a program in our temple where all the pregnant ladies get together and they read Srimad Bhagavatam to their children. So anybody is interested, please let me know. I'll be able to connect you with the group. So it is very important that a child in the womb should be actually listening to the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now Prahlad Maharaj, he says, my Lord, O unlimited reservoir of transcendental qualities, you have killed my father Hiranyakashipu and saved me from his sword. For those of you who don't know what all Hiranyakashipu did, Hiranyakashipu tried to explain to his son that, Vishnu is my enemy, don't do this, it's not right. But then Prahlad Maharaj was so humble, he will still say, I am sorry, Father, but I want to tell you that Vishnu is the supreme. And so Hiranyakashipu gets very upset and he does a lot of things. He has elephants coming, trying to stamp the boy. He puts him into the, into the jail, and he'll make sure that he eats something that is poisoned. He does a lot of things. There are several temples in south of India which are based on each of these pastimes. So there is one temple where he tries to throw Prahlad off from the cliff. And of course, Lord Narayana comes and protects him. He picks him up and again puts him. So dad is very confused. I'm trying to kill him in so many ways, but he's not dying. So that's what he's trying to. He's trying to say that he's so, he saved me from the sword. Means Hiranyakashipu continuously tried to kill me in so many ways, but you protect me in every situation. And he had said very angrily, if there is any supreme controller other than me, let him save you. I shall now sever your head from your body. Therefore, I think that both in saving me and in killing him, you have acted just to prove true the words of your devotee. There is no other cause. My dear Lord, you alone manifest yourself as the entire cosmic manifestation, for you existed before the creation. You exist after the annihilation, and you are the maintainer between the beginning and the end. All this is done by your external energy through actions and reactions of the three modes. Therefore, whatever exists externally and internally is you alone. In the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, literally gives a whole list of things what he is. He literally covers everything in this material world. It is him. So externally or internally, it is the Lord. My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, the entire cosmic creation is caused by you, and the cosmic manifestation is an effect of your energy. Although the entire cosmos is but you alone, you keep yourself aloof from it. The conception of mine and yours is certainly a type of illusion, Maya, because everything is an emanation from you and is therefore not different from you. Indeed, the cosmic manifestation is non-different from you, and the annihilation is also caused by you. This relationship between your lordship and the cosmos is illustrated by the example of the seed and the tree, or the subtle cause and the gross manifestation. There's only one seed. Just imagine, I'm not too sure how many. We can take any tree, but back in India, I think I've seen it in Hawaii. I don't know if I've ever seen an Ashwatha tree, a banyan tree. Do we have any banyan trees? I don't think in California I've seen any banyan tree. Correct me if I'm wrong. The banyan, LA Temple has a banyan tree? Oh, so the seed is only this much. But from the seed comes the entire banyan tree. So it's like, for people who are in the, they say that, right, that they actually, the code they do, and then they can create a whole whatever bot or whatever. I have no clue, but I've heard people say about it. So he is the seed. So Krishna does say in Bhagavad Gita that he is the seed giving father. I thought I will stop here. We will continue, but if there are anything that we can discuss, any questions, comments until whatever we have discussed till now? Yes, bro. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much for the wonderful lecture on Prahlad Maharaj. I really liked in the beginning, the first slide you were showing, what is humility. So there you mentioned few important points. I don't know exactly how they are. But first one you said that we are not the doer. So it's important to remind ourselves. So I really like those 5 points. Second thing is you said that we are not the enjoyer, we are not the controller. And then we should not expect respect. These are the four things you mentioned that slide. So that was very, very important message, because although it is very simple, but it is very important, and quite often we forget. So all at the same time. And then how you explain that it is because of Prahlad Maharaj that Hiranyakashipu was killed and Nrsimhadev appeared. This beautiful verse comes, Satyam vidhatum nijabha vritta bhasitam bhaptim cha bhutesha akhilesha chatmana adrishyata ati adbhuta rupam udvahan stambe shabhayam navigam namanusam. So there's a sloka also justifying that because of Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Nrsimhadev appeared. But here the slokas that you showed and very nicely you pointed out, how exactly this I'm not the doer thing Prahlad Maharaj is telling, that to enjoy and deliver the people you appear as your own pastime. So that was very, very striking. One other thing that I was just remembering, that Prahlad Maharaj at the end, when Lord Nrsimhadev, actually, he goes to in little Vatsalya mode, because he's putting Prahlad Maharaj on the lap, and he is like with his tongue, he is, caressing him and licking him actually. So he Vatsalya mode, and there is a greediness to enjoy that Vatsalya mode. But the story apart, Prahlad Maharaj, when Lord Nrsimhadev asked him, please take a boon. First he tells, no, I'm not doing a business with you. I'm not a banik. But then when Lord insists, for Lord's pleasure, he asks a benediction. First thing he asks is, okay, deliver my father. So then Nrsimhadev tells, okay, he's already delivered. Second thing is telling that, okay, as long as people are suffering in this world, I want to be, basically please deliver them, and I'm ready to be there. So the same mood comes, this mood of compassion, in Lord Chaitanya's Mahaprabhu's pastime. Vasudev Datta, he same prayer he does. So this compassion is very important which Prahlad Maharaj had. The reason I tell this is that Advaita Acharya's appearance day is on 15th. And he is Mahavishnu and Shiva combined. So he prays to deliver all the fallen souls, Tulsi Dal, Tulsi water and Ganga Jal, Tulsi leaf and Ganga water. He prays and calls the Lord. Gauranga Mahaprabhu here on the left side, he appeared by Advaita Acharya's calling. And that is the similar mood as Prahlad Maharaj in the mood of compassion. So his appearance day is on 15th, which is Thursday. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. That was so nice. Thank you. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. I have a question from text 19. We read that, My Lord Nrsimhadev, O Supreme, because of a bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. So I was just thinking why Prahlad Maharaj is saying that embodied souls are neglected and not cared by the Lord.
He says that embodied souls neglected and not cared by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Yeah, so he's saying that if he neglects, there's nothing can be done. He doesn't say he is neglecting. So he says, My Lord Nrsimhadev, O Supreme Lord, because of a bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared by you cannot do anything for their betterment. You got it, Mataji. So, sorry, what is your question?
Yeah, because here it is mentioned that embodied souls neglected and not cared for by you. So, how can he say that that the Lord has neglected us just because we are embodied? Because we can see His hand in everything.
Yeah. So this is my understanding, Mataji. So he's saying that, O Supreme Lord, because of a bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared for you, cared for by you, cannot do anything for their betterment. If Lord neglects them or does not care for them, they cannot do anything. Not that He has neglected. I'd like to hear from others as well. I mean, I'm absolutely in the learning mode. So this is my understanding, Mataji. He's saying that because of bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I have a question which is different from this topic altogether. So, whenever I see in material life, I see non-devotees, and they have amazing control over their mind. Some of them, of course, really good patience. And I look at them and I get frustrated. I'm like, I have such a wealth of knowledge, right? And then I'm not able to be as good as them at controlling my mind or showing patience, right? I'm sure you must have gone through such situations before. You've been in devotion for a long time, right? In the long run, I do understand that it will take time to reach there. But how do you deal with such situations in the short run?
Prabhu, your question is: there are non-devotees who have better mind control than devotees. And
they have better patience as well, amazing patience. I've seen such people and I'm like, I get frustrated. At times I feel, I shouldn't say this, but what's the use of devotion if they have such an amazing control?
Everybody comes with a karma, right? I mean, everybody has. It can be your patience, the way you're raised. Some parents are extremely patient and they're such a good models for being patient. Some parents are not. So in true sense, even though they might have a lot of mind control, what is the use of that mind control? Right? They are not using it as in the service of Krishna. So they will be having wonderful mind control and patience and everything. But then we don't know when you die, what are you going to end up being next life? There are lots of animals with a lot of patience as well. A lot of animals. Yeah, actually, if you see, dogs have a lot of patience. Yeah, they actually will sit down, they'll follow directions. Sometimes, really, it's easier to tame a dog than, there are a lot
Than
of
a
other
person.
I didn't want to say that, but it's true fact. There are lots of dogs who are totally tamed and so nice, right? So I'm not saying that dogs cannot do devotional service, because I know I have seen. Hansapriya used to have a dog called Yogi, and he would always sit down and listen to Bhagavatam class every single time. And he passed away on Radhashtami during Mangalarti. So I remember it so nicely. All the kids used to take care of him. So, animals also can achieve perfection. But so your question is, will you be able to control the mind as the time goes?
I mean, I know, but in short term, it's very difficult to deal with. It's really frustrating. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm somewhere. I have little bit control, but and then I get so frustrated with their patience. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was like that person.
Yeah, I think what really helps is, yes, of course, as time goes, everybody improve from where they are. Mind control becomes a part of your life, but associating with devotees who have that. That's what Prahlad Maharaj is also saying, that he wants to associate with devotees who have that. You get the faith, you get the patience, you get the control, everything. It takes time. I mean, when we think about it, it's taking for a long time, but it's time immemorial we're talking about. We've been in different bodies for so many lifetimes, and now we become Krishna conscious, and maybe we are for 10 years, 20 years, 30, 40 years, 50 years, whatever. But that's really a short time compared to the long range of time that we've abused the mind. We've used our mind for every possible thing, every trash, and now we're trying to control the mind. It's exactly like trying to make sure your toddler is actually listening. So toddlers are all over the place. They cannot sit down. So you have to take patience and get them back to doing the work, get them back. So my Guru Maharaj always says that make sure that you get the monkey mind back. Keep putting it, So Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the best thing. So you keep chanting and bring the mind back to listening to mantra rather than thinking of other things. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you.
It does help.
Maybe we can continue if you don't have anything else. Okay, so we left off. Oh, I went to 19 because Mataji was asking a question. Okay, I think we were at, can someone help me? 32? Okay, thank you. Oh my Lord, oh Supreme Personality of Godhead, after annihilation, the creative energy is kept in you, who appear to sleep with half-closed eyes. Actually, however, you do not sleep like an ordinary human being, for you are always in transcendental stage, beyond the creation of material world, and you always feel transcendental bliss. Now, you're going back to Karanadakashaya Vishnu. Remember I said, he's lying down the Karana ocean and breathing universes. As Karanadakashaya Vishnu, you thus remain in your transcendental status, not touching material objects. Although you appear to sleep, the sleeping is distinct from sleeping in ignorance. So there's a difference, right? Because Lord is not touched by any of those modes. This cosmic manifestation, the material world, is also your body. This total lump of matter is agitated by potent energy called Kala Shakti, and thus the three modes of material nature are manifested. You awaken from the bed of Sesha, Ananta, and from your navel a small transcendental seed is generated. It is from this seed that the lotus flower of the gigantic universe is manifested, exactly as a banyan tree grows from a small seed. We just discussed that. From that great lotus flower, Brahma was generated. But Brahma certainly could not see anything but the lotus. Therefore, so when the universe was created, it was only Brahma on the lotus flower. He is going into the stem, he's coming out, he can't see anything, he's very bewildered. He hears this word called tapa, and then he starts meditating, and then he actually is able to understand how to create. Therefore, thinking you to be outside, Lord Brahma dove into the water and attempted to find source of the lotus for 100 years. He could find no trace of you. However, for when a seed fructifies, the original seed cannot be seen. Lord Brahma, was celebrated as Atma Yoni, having been born without a mother, was struck with wonder. Thus he took shelter of the lotus flower, and when he had been purified after undergoing severe austerities for many hundreds of years, he could see that the cause of all causes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was spread throughout his own body and senses, just as aroma, although very subtle, is pierced in the earth. So this is all going more into detail of the entire creation and how Brahma was born he is actually on the lotus. The lotus flower is Brahma Loka, and as I just said, this lotus stem has all the 14 planetary systems, and Brahma had to do austerities for so many years to understand how to create this, how to create the living entities and things like that. Lord Brahma could then see you possessing thousands and thousands of faces, feet, heads, hands, thighs, nose, ears, and eyes. You were very nicely dressed, being decorated and bedecked with varieties of ornaments and weapons. Seeing you in the form of Lord Vishnu, your symptoms and form being transcendental, your legs extending from the lower planet, Lord Brahma achieved transcendental bliss. Actually, in the Bhagavad Gita again, it said that, how the Virata Rupa form, the trees that you see is actually the hair on the Lord. The rivers are the veins, and the sea, the ocean, is the artery. So, I was just trying to connect how Ayurveda, works. If most of the people back in India, they would actually go to do Samudra Snana. Like, there are specific days, and they will do Samudra Snana. There are specific days they will go do Nadi Snana. That is, Nadi means river, Samudra means ocean. So it is said, according to Ayurveda, that if you have, this is mentioned in Bhagavatam in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, when you have a bath in the river, all your venal problems will be solved. When you have a bath in the ocean, all your arterial problems will be solved. Now, when you connect back, the Virata Rupa's artery is the ocean, and the veins are the rivers. So the hair on the hand is the leaves, and the mountains are his bones. So this whole explanation that we see in the Virat form of, so literally everything that you're seeing is nothing but the Lord. My dear Lord, when you appeared as Hayagriva, with the head of a horse, you killed 2 demons known as Madhu and Kaitaba, who were full of the modes of passion and ignorance. Then you delivered the Vedic knowledge to Lord Brahma. For this reason, all the great saints accept your forms as transcendental, untinged by material qualities. So he is going back to the creation, how Brahma is born, and how he actually explained the purpose of life. So Veda means knowledge. So he delivered the knowledge to Lord Brahma. In this way, my Lord, you appear in various incarnations as a human being, an animal, a great saint, a demigod, a fish, or tortoise, thus maintaining the entire creation in different planetary systems and killing the demoniac principles. According to the age, O my Lord, you protect the principles of religion. In this age of Kali, however, you do not assert yourself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore you are known as Triyuga, or the Lord who appears in 3 yugas. So Lord comes, is very, very merciful. Just imagine, I used to always think, when I first started reading Bhagavad Gita, I don't know, probably I've mentioned this before, Krishna always says, just surrender unto me. He keeps telling you, surrender unto me. There's nobody in this universe that is going to do the best for you. Just surrender unto me. Well, of course, I had this question that, why is he saying that all the time? Just surrender to me, surrender to me, surrender to me. And then as we read purports and understood, this most of the parents will understand. When you tell your children, wherever you go in the world, I am going to always take care of you when you come home. There's nobody in the world that can take care of you as well as me. And as parents, as kids also, we know that our parents are the ones that can take care of us the best. But if a child starts thinking that, oh, hold on, why is my mom or dad being so egoistic? Like always telling me, I'm the one who's going to take care of you. But it's a fact. So when he's telling facts to us, sometimes it is just our ignorance that a child can think, oh, you know what? I'm not too sure why my mom always says that. But a true fact that he is actually, he comes as animal. He comes as different kinds of incarnations. He's as a boar, he comes as a saint. He comes as a demigod, a fish, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vamana. So we know all the different, he's so kind. He wants to go to even the animal species, every kind of animal. Bhagavatam only talks about 10 or 20 incarnations, but there are millions and trillions of incarnations where he wants to make sure that he goes and reminds everybody that, you actually have the space where you can come back, and I'm always going to take care of you. But again, he will never disturb. He will never disturb anybody because he might be a Paramatma in our heart. He's a Paramatma in the atheistic heart, as we just said. He's not going to disturb anybody, and he will always make sure that I surrender, and then he will help me. He will not disturb. So that is super important to understand. And one of the things I was thinking maybe we can just do an analogy. You know, I heard this when the first time when I took a 6-week Bhagavad Gita course, that just imagine who's the richest person in the US now? I don't know. Let's think Bill Gates. Okay, let's not say any names, but you know, let's think a billionaire, okay? That billionaire, you know the billionaire very well, and the billionaire has a son, okay? And the son, all of a sudden, one day you're driving by and you see the son like literally sitting on the street, right? You have 3 choices. A is you just look at him but drive away. To B, you get down because you know him, right? You just give him some money and tell him, you know what? Okay, maybe you can take this money and have it and take care of yourself. Third, that's C, is you actually get him in the car and tell him, what's wrong? Why are you having a concern with your dad? Your dad is a billionaire, you know? So why not just patch up, go home, give him some nice clothes to wear, give him some food, make sure he gets connected with his dad. So let's see how many of you will do A. You can raise your hand. How many of you will do B? How many of you will do C? So A is someone who in the society who doesn't care for anybody else. B is a person who does a lot of donations. You know, he wants to donate for people and just make sure that, you know, you're happy, you know. C is a person, so Srila Prabhupada has established the C centers, the ISKCON centers everywhere. We all are lost children of Krishna. So we preach to them, we give them Bhagavad Gita. You're suffering in this material world. Don't suffer. Your dad is a billionaire. You know, it's just funny that I think of this. You know, like when we get married, we get these jewels, you know, it can have maybe some little emeralds and maybe some diamonds and things like that. We actually save it in a bank. But in the spiritual world, the walls are decked with diamonds and the floors are with emeralds. So we actually belong to a multi-billionaire. I don't know what that would be. So we are trying to connect everybody to make sure that you understand that you're a lost person in this world, and your main person, your goal is to get connected back to Krishna. But, you know, we try. Some of them, and we don't push. As Krishna says, right? He's a Paramatma in the heart. He doesn't want anybody to be pushed either. But in true sense, even though Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, devotees go out of their way, they'll make sure they get the books, they read the books, and they perfect their lives. So I actually want to stop there because I wanted, discuss a very important thing that's going to be upcoming at ISV. Before I go there, anybody else has any comments or any questions or? Okay, so His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu is actually going to launch a lot more details. But I just wanted to, because so many people had these questions, and His Grace Srivas Pandit Prabhu had asked me to speak about it. We are going to open up our own non-profit private school, so which is going to come up in August 2024. Radharani, Krishna, Mahaprabhu, all of you, Nashingadev, everybody's blessings and prayers. We have a wonderful curriculum. You know, the Vaisheshika Prabhu's goal and thought for this project is several kids in this, in just not in Bay Area, even around the world, they're all about studying and studying and studying. You know, practical application of the studies is super important, and understanding the goal of life is also very important. You know, they get so stressed off by the time they come to high school. It's about how many APs you've taken, how many more college credits that you can do. It's always about so much of stress. But our school is going to be, we will have very good academic rigor with no stress. So we will be discussing, we will have open houses by mid-March. So I would want, spread the word as we go. And we are finalizing the space. And so we should have more of what we have to do by probably, as soon as Vaishnav Prabhu comes back from the yatra, he will launch, he will tell you the name and, the people who are going to be, probably will have a lot more details, like, teaching and what are the grades and what is going to be taught in the school, what kind of curriculum and what are the other extracurricular activities we will be doing, So we're looking at teaching them classical singing to mridanga to, STEM. I like to say the word STEM. Basically, we'll have engineering-based projects for the children. It will have everything that any parent in Bay Area basically would want. any parent in the whole universe would want. You want their children to be up to mark with what's happening in the world and practically how I can really make sure my child gets into one of the good elite schools and also be Krishna conscious. And most important thing is it's about the stress. The amount of stress we put on for education, we really want to, Vaisheshika Prabhu really wants to cut that down. Anybody has any questions about that? We're going to do some kirtan before we finish. But please make sure that okay. Yeah, so we will have Gaura Arti by Anshu and Shinga prayers by Kameshwari Mataji. Okay, so we're going to do some kirtan. And so please make sure, because we did only till 38, there are 55 verses, so that we'll be able to catch up and make sure that we are ready for Nrsimha Chaturdashi. It's not very easy. One of the most difficult memorizations I felt, because they're very long shlokas and almost 55 minus 6. That means 49 verses that we have to memorize. Okay, we'll do some kirtan before we end. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare We'll get ready for Aarti now. Maybe slowly we can put away the placemats. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Ki bajayo jayo gora chandir arati ka shobham. Janavi tatavane jagamanalobha. This one. Gaurangera ratika shobha jagajana manalobha. 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 Jagajana manalobha. Jagajana manalobha. Ki badakhine nitai chand vame gadadharam. Ki badakhine nitai chand vame gadadharam. Onikate advaita shrinim Vasa Chatradharam. Ki baboshi ache gora chand Ratna simhasanem. Ki baboshi ache gora chand Ratna simhasanem. What's that? Arati kore na Brahma Adi devagane. Nara hari adi kori chamara dhulaya. Ki banara आदि कोरी चमर धुलाया ओ संजय मुकुंद वासु घोषादि गाया संजय मुकुंद वासु घोषादि गाया What's next? की बशंखा बजे घंटा बजे बजे करताल की बशंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताल मधुरा मृदंग बाजे परम रसाला मधुरा मृदंग बाजे परम रसाला ओ शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे ओ शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे कि बबहु कोटि चंद्र जिनी वदन उज्ज्वल कि बबहु कोटि चंद्र जिनी वदन उज्ज्वल काल देशे वनमाला कोरे झलमाला कि बशिवा सुख नारदा preme gada gada. Kiba Shiva Shukha Narada Preme Gada Gada. Bhakti Vinoda Dekhe Gaurara Sampada. Bhakti Vinoda Dekhe Gaurara Sampada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Jaya Mahaprabhu, 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 Jaya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Abhay Charana Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की। श्री श्री मायापुर श्री श्री वृंदावन धाम की, मायापुर धाम की, श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई यमुना माई की, तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की, समवेत भक्त वृंद की। Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Now we will be singing Darshiga prayer. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Ladadaine. Prahlada Ladadaine. भक्ति विघ्न विनाशन नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, जगत गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Can someone please turn on the lights in the back? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We welcome you all to the Sunday Feast Festival here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. So let's give you all a big round of applause for joining us tonight. Hare Krishna. We also like to acknowledge all our online viewers as well. So let's give them a big round of applause. Today's discourse was brought to us by Her Grace Sukhesvari Mataji. So let's express our gratitude and thank her for a beautiful discourse today. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Bo. And Gaura Aarti and Kirtan was led by our Bhakta Anshu. So let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you, Anshu. And Narsimha Aarti was led by Kameshwari. So let's give her a big round of applause. Anyone coming here for the first time? Thank you. We have many new faces. Thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you have any questions or if we could be of any assistance, please reach out to us. My name is Sri Gopal Das. We will be happy to assist you in any way we can. So let's chant one Mahamantra for all our newcomers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have few sponsors for today. We would like to acknowledge them. Our first sponsor is Suresh Sridhar Murthy, Prabhuji. He is sponsoring for today's Sunday feast. Is he here? Suresh Murthy. Okay. Let's thank him in his absentia. Hare Krishna. And our next sponsor is Richa Joshi. Is Richa Joshi Mataji here? No? Okay, let's thank her as well in her absentia. Hare Krishna. And our next sponsor is Venkatesh Srinivasan Prabhu. Prabhuji, please come. Hare Krishna. And our next sponsor is Neeral and Kathy Mataji. They are sponsoring on the occasion of their anniversary. Please be ready as Prabhu comes. Haribol. Thank you, Venkatesh Srinivasan Prabhuji, for sponsoring. Please come here, and this is a small prasad from side. Is your son here? Yeah. Daughter? Yeah. Please come. They don't want to come? That's fine. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Is there anything that you would like to say?
Firstly, Hare Krishna. We are honored to be part of this esteemed assembly of devotees. And thank you for making Sunday feast so inviting for us. Every day is a great day for prasadam. And what to say of Sunday feast. But I wanted to memorialize this occasion because I'm making an important career change. And I wanted the blessings of all Vaishnavas so that I remember to offer all my fruitive actions at the lotus feet of the Lordships. So looking for your blessings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. We pray all the auspiciousness in your new endeavor. And Hare Krishna. And our next sponsor, as I said, Neeral and Kathy Mataji. Are they here? I think they are here. Yeah, please come. Neeral and Kathy Mataji's come a long time. They've been serving the ISV community for decades now. I don't know how many decades, but thank you. Thank you. Before she was born, and I think before they were married, right? Thank you, Neeral Prabhu and Kathy Mataji for sponsoring today's Sunday feast. And wish you a very, very happy wedding anniversary. Hare Krishna. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Prabhuji, and thank you, devotees. We seek your blessings so that we can continue serving Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Srila Prabhupada, and all the devotees. And I have also Keshvi grew up as a nice devotee, just like all our young kids right now. And thank you very much. And also, will like to request prayers for my Kathy's mom. She's not feeling well, and I think she's. So if you could please keep her in your prayers. Yeah, that's. Her name is Jyoti. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Keshvi, here is a prasad. Yes, she's looking forward to it. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. And cooks, do we have a cooks? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The lead cook for the feast is Ujjwala Mataji, assisted by Kanika Mataji, Champa Gopika Mataji, Uttar Devi Dasi, Shraddha Mataji, Sri Shri Mataji, Vajanath Prabhu, Tadiyase Prabhu, Sri Ram Prabhu, and Rasamit Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shreya. Now, we will, if there is no more announcement, we'll go for Prasad Sevya prayers. Anyone? Anshu, you can lead Prasad Sevya prayers? Okay. Thank you.
Sharira Vidyachar Joripriya Tahikar Jive Phere Vishaya Sagore Dharmadhye Jivayati Lobhamay Sudurmati Take Jeta भगवत महाप्रसाद की जय।